We're all about membership sites today. This is James Maduke speaking. I'm going to show you how to create a membership site even if you're a beginner today. And this obviously came up because one of the clients we're working with, they're just a beginner for membership sites. They didn't want to get into having their own huge campus. They just wanted to get started and help the community that they have in a real simple way that didn't take up a lot of their own energy in terms of managing their entire campus and membership site. So I'm going to show you a tool, really slick tool that we recommend for people who are just starting out, who want to be able to have a community, build their community, and not have to deal with all of the stuff that goes with running a membership site. Now, if you haven't been on any of these videos before, you have to remember that we build campuses, we build training sites, membership sites, community sites for people. Some people, they just need something simple. Other people need it highly integrated into their business because their business is not about building a community. It's about generating revenue and creating a whole e-learning training business that has multiple streams of revenue. But if you're just looking to kind of have a membership site where you can connect with people, share information, and even earn some money by charging a membership fee or selling some courses or access to a program, this is a simple tool that you can use. And at the end, I'll actually show you the link to it where you can sign up. I've got an affiliate link if you want to use that and open up a free trial and play around with it. So how does this all start and where does this fit in? Well, I'm going to show you one thing that we normally do when we're going through and building all of these sites for people is if you haven't, I have a map, which is a campus blueprint map, and it's available at teachonline.io, our community site. And there's right now, that's like everything, including the kitchen sink. And there's actually right now, I think in the map, there's like 284. It's like overwhelming if you look at the entire map, but it's stuff that we use internally when we're building out campuses. I'm going to show you a simplified version for someone who's just starting out, who says, you know what, I just want a simple community. I don't need it to do all this fancy stuff. I just want something that's built for me that I just need to plug some information in. So let's take a look at some of the information that you're probably going to have to put in. And this is just a little tool that we use. This is called Fluent Boards. It runs right on our WordPress site. And these are a membership site checklist that we're just going to go over here, and you can see a little bit about it and some of the things that we're going to go through when we create it. So for example, you've got the branding requirements, things about picking your colors, making sure you have a logo, fonts, an email address so that you're able to answer support questions. If you want to have a custom domain, so for example, if you have domainname.com as your business name, if you want to have community.domainname.com, or if you're just starting out, you may want to be able to just use a slug or, for example, hidden treasures dot, the domain name of the service that I'm going to show you. But you have to have some of these things all set up for you. Some of the other things you might want to take a look at, of course, are things like, are you going to have notifications? You can do things like a weekly digest email. And what that means is it gives people a snapshot of what happened during the week. The system sends out an email to people. If you have an onboarding sequence, which is something we talk about on a regular basis, that's when someone signs up new. You want to have a series of messages that guide them through how the membership site works, all of the different pieces, how they can become involved. There's an email service or an email sequence for people who don't complete the onboarding. Activity members as to what's going on. Setting all of this up, these are pieces you have to think about, and we'll walk through how this actually works. Even things like sending the emails out for people, right? Is there an intro or text that you want to use on the emails? These ones are set up so that you don't have to have a third-party autoresponder service, or you don't have to integrate your community into another service. These are standalone kind of quick communities that have all of this built in for you. Invitations. We got other things here, for example, where we do have some integrations because I want to take some payments. So you need to do things like hook up your Stripe account. What about if you're going to do some events? You probably want to have your Zoom account hooked up, or even Slack if you're using that, or Zapier. And these are common tools that you may run into or may want to extend your site with. They're not ones that you have to use, but if you're going to earn some money from it, either pay for events or courses or a paid membership, you're going to want at least having set up the Stripe account. And then finally, if you're going to be doing some calls or live sessions, you want to hook up your Zoom account. So those are things you got to do. And then monetization. When I'm talking about monetization, I'm just thinking about how am I going to set up my courses? Do I want a one-off course, or do I want group coaching courses, a cohort? We can do that. So there's some additional settings here. Access and roles, again, community templates, creating courses. These are kind of some of the things that we go through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you now what that actually looks like with a simple setup that gives us everything in one place that you can sign up for. So let me do this first. What I'll do is I'll open up another page here, and let me just go down. We'll pick up one here. So yeah, here's one there. That's not the one I want. Let me just open up another one. There we go. Nope, wrong one. I got 4 tabs open here, or 4 windows. There we go. There's one there. Okay, so this is the service. It's called heartbeat.chat. And again, I have a link below if you want to use our affiliate link. We earn a little bit of money from it because we are recommending it. But this particular one, you can sign up for free. You get started for free, and it's just going to ask you for a couple pieces of information. Obviously, your name and email address. And then I'm going to go through right now the actual pieces that are involved once you've signed up for free. So the free version is $49. Sorry, it's free to get started. If you do decide to stay on board, it's $49 a month. And you get everything that I'm going to show you with that $49 a month. And again, there's some additional services or things that you can add later. But I just want to show you as a basic, you can get going for $49 a month. So how does this actually work? What happens when we do all of this? So let's just open up one here. And I've got a free trial open here just to give you an example of what happens. And they've done a really good job with this in terms of the onboarding they've done for the app. And as you'll see, sometimes there'll be stuff that pops up here, but this is a free trial account just to go through it. And you're going to see that there's different videos that show up, explanations, guides, that kind of thing that will help you if you are just a beginner. What I wanted to do is kind of go through the setup that we were looking at on my Fluent boards on the previous screen, just some of the pieces that are there that we have to be kind of ahead of the game on before we go through this. And I'll include the checklist below if you want to see what we did there and go from there. So here we go. Let's go to the Kickstart, and you'll kind of see what happens as you go through this. And again, the Kickstart guard, they've got it all set up. Community branding. What do we need to do? Well, we've got community name, logo, and colors, which are the ones we talked about. And we've got community themes. And I'm going to show you something here that you can consider. They had, or they need, for example, some colors here, right? So let's go and take a look at an icon that we can do, or a logo, and we'll upload that one. And again, I did these earlier. Let's see what this one looks like. There we go. So we'll use this one. Again, this was just a logo that was done. And then I've got a primary color and a background color. So I already looked at this previously because I did my homework. So let's just go take a look here. And on some of the pieces that I did, we had some brand colors. And let me just open this up so we can see it. So we've got, let's do this one here. We'll do this one and see what happens as one of the colors. And again, these are the colors that are taken from the person's website that we're setting it up on. So let's try this one. There we go. We'll try that one, and then a background color. We'll see if the other one works well for that one. We'll pick that one that they have and see if that one works for them. There we go. So we've got those ones. I'm going to save the changes. We now have a logo and the brand colors. And again, you can play around with these after if you need to, if it makes sense for you to change around a little bit and maybe you want to look a little bit differently. If I go back to the Kickstart, this is kind of the guide that goes you through, right? Complete your profile, invite your team, because there might be people other than you that are involved in the membership site, doing things like being a moderator, for example, or another administrator. But if you want to complete your profile up front, we want to make sure that we have a profile, our headshot of ourselves that we're using and including as well. So that's something you want to make sure that you've got started. And then a bio, of course. You want to put in your bio things that let people know who you are and remind them about what the purpose is and what you're trying to do. And then we've got, and again, these are just simple, the edit bios. You can fill these in. I believe there's a small limit on the number of characters, but you can put these in. And again, these can always be changed after. If I go and check, do your team, got some invitations that were sent or not sent. Set up your paywall. This is the one about talking about setting up and hooking up Stripe. Now, I'm not going to do this in this particular case, but you can imagine that you want to make sure that if you are going to sell courses, if you are going to sell access to events, if you are going to sell access to the entire site or pieces of the site, you need to have a paywall or a gateway to take the payments, and this will connect to your Stripe account. If you don't have a Stripe account already, it's free to get a Stripe account. They take a small percentage of each transaction, but it's really simple, all secure, easy to get set up, and it can hook up to any one of your Stripe accounts if you have multiple Stripe accounts. And we also have some paid offers here of, let me skip that. If we have a paid offer, if we already have a product or a different kind of membership or event we want to sell, we can create those right here. I'm just going to skip this from now. And those ones, we're just going to continue and say that it's done. Custom domains. So this is the one I was talking about earlier. If you have to pick, which is called a slug, which is the base URL that's unique that works with, in this particular case, heartbeat.chat. So you're going to have a slug that works with it by default. But you can also say, you know what? I'm a little more advanced now. I want to have my community.example.com they use here. You have to make some entries on your web host to do that in a thing called DNS or domain name service settings. They guide you through that. It doesn't have to be done yet. If you're just starting out, keep it with the base one until you get your feet under you, and you'll be in good shape there. So I'm just going to click skip. And there's the custom domains that I was talking about there, and custom domain email address as well. Custom onboarding. This one's kind of cool because when we're doing this, what we want to do is we want to send some messages to people, but we also want them to build out their profile for what it is that your community is all about. And I'll give you an example how this is important. One of the things that we did in one of our other membership sites on pickleball was we wanted the onboarding process to include the requirement of people joining that they had to say, have I played pickleball before? What level of pickleball player am I? Am I a beginner, an intermediate, or an advanced? Do I play for fun or do I play competitively? Am I looking for people to play against, or am I looking for pairs games or places to play? So there's a whole bunch of onboarding fields and profiles you want to put together, and these ones you can add as questions individually. Also things, what social media profiles you want them to be able to post, and even you can create a video to welcome them to the site. So this whole onboarding process is something that can be done here throughout this Kickstart guide, and then of course inviting members. So really, really simple. You can put in a whole bunch of email addresses to get started, just to invite people. The other thing is you can create a link here that can be just sent during your regular or using your regular email service or whatever you're using to do any of your newsletters or outbound email marketing. So we got this little setup here. We got all these pieces that are quite ready to launch. No, I'm not here yet. What do I need to do? Well, let's go and play here on the left-hand side. And if you remember, one of the things that I was talking about here, let me just open this one again. Just taking a look here, some of the other pieces that I mentioned were the formats for the emails, authorization, paid groups and events, access and roles, this is the one that was kind of interesting. Set up the default sidebar on the sites with the sections and labels that we want to use. Not every membership site is the same, right? You may want to focus on the courses and teaching. You may want to focus on the events. You may want to focus on the groups that cover different areas that your membership site is about. So you have to have some flexibility on what you want to have the structure or the categories and sections of your particular membership site. So Heartbeat allows you to do that pretty easily. And while these ones are in the Kickstart guide, the default ones you'll see are threads. And this is just like a chat, right? This is your regular kind of if you think of a Facebook chat or a feed that happens, an activity feed. And the thing that's interesting here is we've got a voice room, so if you people want to be able to talk, but we've got intros, general, announcements, and questions, and then the ability to do direct messages. So you can create these kind of topics or areas for chat, as an example. We've also got courses here. And again, we can create courses, and the courses don't have to be done up front, but they can be courses that are one-off courses or cohorts or groups, and they can be all at once courses, or they can be dripped courses, which is a real powerful feature in any membership site because it keeps people engaged over time, where you only release a lesson a week, for example, or a lesson a day. And you can also schedule these so when they're available every Friday, for example, or a particular day. So we've got courses. We've also got docs, and I'll show you some neat things with docs here in a minute. Docs are all about documents that are that are available to all of the members for information that all members would want to have access to or should have access as reference to. And again, these can be made specific to a user or a group, but in this particular case, I'm going to show you how to create some simple docs that should be on every membership site. There's our events here. This is the one where we're looking at events, and events. See what I was talking about, the onboarding in the bottom right here? We've got a video. We'll just got it. We're not going to click it. But we've now got the ability to create these events. And more importantly, remember we were talking about having Zoom attached to it. Zoom allows us to do these events as a live Zoom call. And more importantly, we can sell tickets or access to this as well. They have some additional instructions here. But as we get going with these events, you're going to see that they show up here. Directory is just all the other members. You want to see who the other members are. Matchups. Again, matchups are something that you can have or not have, but it has the ability to allow people to connect with each other and message each other. Again, you don't have to have this, but it's something that can be added, and you can set rules on how it gets added or not used. And because an administrator, you want to look and be able to do analytics and go through this. So I'm going to go back to the start here, and let's take a look and see what happens here when I go right here to templates left. This is something that makes it really easy if you're starting your membership site to get going with this. And what am I talking about? They have event templates here. You see these ones here, I'm up and down, and they have doc templates. So what I want to do is, for example, I want to make sure that I have a code of conduct for members. So I'm just going to click on code of conduct, and this one actually creates a code of conduct that you can add. So let's do this one. I'm going to use that template, and we're going to put it into, we'll put it into this section called resources. I'm going to click continue, and we now have a code of conduct that's here. And you can see I'd already done it before, so I don't want to do that. We'll have to get rid of that one. Let's delete that one because I already did one. There we go. So I did a code of conduct one. There's one on how to use the app. We've got some additional ones. Let's go back and we'll go to the templates here, see what else we got here. Member-led tutorials. Those are the popular ones. Feedback corner. That sounds like a good one, right? Fail Fridays. So accountability circle. Let's try that one. That would be a good one to make sure that we have the ability to check in with each other. And do I want to change the name? We'll keep it there for now. And any of the events, a cover image that we want to put in. When we want to do these on a regular basis, we can schedule them. I'm just going to click next, and I'm not going to invite anyone at this point. Public meeting, let's do next. Recurring events cannot be made public, and we'll go next. And do we want to send a reminder out? Heavy, medium, or no emails 1 hour before. So this takes care of all that extra work, right, on what has to happen when we're engaging the members of the community. So I'm just going to go create it. So we now have events. We have accountability catch-up day. So starting in 15 minutes, we can schedule all this, take care of it. We don't have to answer anything fancy or do things after that. What else do we got here? We got Fail Fridays. We'll just do that one. What are the two more? A book club, monthly hot seat. And these are all ones that are templates, but you have to remember, you can create any one that you want that's important to you and your particular business. So download the app. This has a mobile app as well, so you can use that. How to update billing, how to edit your profile, that kind of thing. So I'm just going to click this one because that's the other thing that happens too, right? Is that when people are part of a community, you want to give them the opportunity to talk about themselves and let people know who they are, what they're about, what they want to learn, what they want to share, their background, that kind of information as well. So we've got resources there. If I want a cover image, I've got 3 documents in there. At any time, if I want to add another section or rearrange the sections, I can do that. But if I'm looking at this, I'm now in a position where I've got, on the right-hand side, we've got upcoming events, who's online, stuff that's happening here. On the left-hand side, I've got the basic setup for the site, where it's available for everyone, chats and groups that are going on, courses that I have or I want to add, documents that are there, the events are there, the member directory there, and everything is now available for the person that is joining. Now, what happened here? We just went through some stuff quickly. We maybe took 15 minutes to kind of go through things, but I'm going to give you the checklist below. These are just things that you want to do as you go through it. And if you take the time, take a half hour now, take an hour now, you can have a membership site set up at the end of that hour where you'll be in a position to invite some people to just come and check things out and be part of the community. Now, that's a whole other issue on how you engage people and other things, but I just wanted to show you that it is easy to start a membership site. And it's my personal belief, and this is what I'm betting on, after selling thousands of courses to thousands of students, I really believe that the shift is now to a learning campus, a learning community, and building out that place where people can share and educate themselves, not only from you as the instructor, but learning from other people and the other students that are involved there. I think this is an exciting time. I'll put the link below to this app and how to get started for free. We've got some additional videos that teach online on how to use this individual setup, but I just wanted to show you it is drop dead simple to actually get this going. And you can sign up for free and get started and start playing around and figure out where is it that I want to do. Let me just pull up the screen again. How do I want to get this started? Do I want to create a community? Is it part of my business? It's not about selling courses. It's about earning income and revenue from multiple streams. The community is going to be a big part of that. So hope you enjoyed this. We'll be back again tomorrow with some more great videos. Again, if you haven't joined already, like and subscribe to the channel, of course, but make sure to go to teachonline.io, where we have all sorts of DIY videos and support if you want to create all of these communities for yourself, whether it be hosted on your own platform or a platform like heartbeat.chat. Or if you just want it done for you, you're overloaded, you don't know what to do, you just want a membership site set up for you, courses set up for you, created for you, you just want it managed, go to trainingsites.io and book a session there. And it's actually on the screen here, trainingsites.io/talk. Just come and book some time with us. We'll spend a half hour and I'll do my best to get you guided in the right way. So hope you enjoyed this. This is James Madu speaking. Take care. Expect the best.